Hey everybody, Tim Cast here. I am currently on the ground in Milwaukee. The point of this video, I want to explain that I am going to be leaving. I will no longer cover what is happening here, and I'll explain why. For those that are unfamiliar, there's been rioting following the death of a man at the hands of the police. Buildings have been burned down, several arrests, officers injured. We saw rocks being thrown at cops, and it culminated with an 18-year-old white kid being shot in the neck yesterday. So, here's why I called him a white kid, and I'm going to explain to you why I'm leaving. We got reports coming in that white people were being attacked by crowds. And, from the sound of things, it just sounded like press. It was journalists that were being attacked. And so, look, coming in, I chalked that up to the press. They can be annoying, and I totally understand. You got some dumb local affiliates who don't know what they're doing, coming in with their cameras, getting up in your business, and it's annoying, and it makes you angry, and I totally get that. But upon arriving here, one of the first things we hear is the crowd getting angry and saying, what are these white people doing here? And you actually had a man very angrily, yelling at the crowd saying that, you've got to get the support from the communities outside of yours, and that the anger towards the white people was a problem. And, I take all that stuff with a grain of salt. It doesn't necessarily mean it's unsafe. It's just, look, these locals are angry, and they're angry for a reason. But things started to get really tense later in the night when people started screaming, "Fuck white people, white people suck." A reporter that was grabbed by some locals and threatened and told to leave. Another instance, a reporter was smacked upside the head by a local who then tried to rally people to come and attack us. And things got to the point where I started to question whether or not I should be here when I saw an 18-year-old white kid holding his neck and the police run in and extract him. This is the person we believe to be the shooting victim from last night. Locals told me that they heard a pop. There was what they believed to be a gunshot, and saw this kid, something was happening around the corner, and then he started holding his neck. I saw, when I approached the street, someone lift that kid up, throw him over their shoulder, and rush them inside to try and help them. And then a few moments later, the police extracted that person. Now, we don't know who this kid was. He is a local, 18 years old, and may have been a protester. I'm not entirely sure. So, and I'm going to preface all of this with, this is not everybody in the community. This is not every person who's protesting, or nearly any of the locals who are, angry with white people, or maybe targeting them or directing their hate in that direction. But there's enough people who are screaming things about white people and attacking, and and reporters being attacked, and then hearing that it was a white kid who got shot. That I think, for those that are perceivably white, it is just not safe to be here. And that's why I'm deciding to leave. So for those that are wondering, I'm actually Korean. I'm mixed, but most people down here, when I was covering this, they don't make that conclusion. They just look at me and they start saying things about white people. And I'm not for, I don't like racial tension. I don't like anybody being mad at anybody for the color of their skin. And I know that people on both sides of the political spectrum kind of have a different definition of what racism is. But when you hear a group directing their anger and hate towards white people, and seeing several white people be attacked, and then finally an 18-year-old white kid is shot in the neck, that's when I'm like, okay, I shouldn't be here, right? So for those that were looking forward to my coverage, I apologize that you won't be getting it, but I just feel that it's not safe or smart to be down here. And to those who never wanted me here in the first place and probably hate me, I'm leaving, so I think you could be satisfied with that. Seeing that 18-year-old white kid shot in the neck just raises red flags, and it's like, it's time to get out. But I think, after seeing that, I started to question whether or not it was wise to be here, whether it was safe to be here, with or without body armor. I had people on social media actually tell me, "You look white, you need to leave. It's becoming too dangerous." And I actually had a few people, I don't think any of these are necessarily threats. I think people are genuinely concerned for my safety, saying you need to get out and get somewhere safe because, there's gunfire and these people are mad at who they perceive to be white. So I think it's safe to say that it's become particularly dangerous. It's become a particularly dangerous racial issue, and I'm going to be leaving Milwaukee. So comment below, let me know what you think, ask me any questions. Again, I apologize to those that are looking forward to my coverage. Send me any tips, I'm always listening. I'll be covering news, it's what I do. And so, you can stay tuned for more coverage at other events, but at least Milwaukee, I won't be covering it. And other events like this, I'll have to seriously think about. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon.